In the quiet hours when the sun dipped behind the hills, Alara sat by the thread and the stone. In the quiet hours when the sun dipped behind the hills, Alara sat by her attic window. She was a girl who lived in the spaces between the stars, her room filled with charts of constellations and jars of smooth river stones. To Alara, the universe wasn't just a big, dark room. It was a conversation she was just beginning to hear. She wondered why the moon didn't simply float away into the deep blue, and why her feet always knew exactly where the floor would be. Her grandfather, Cassian, appeared at the door with a warm lantern. He was a man who had spent his life measuring the sky, but he always spoke of it like a poem. "Everything in the universe is holding hands, Alara," he said, setting the lantern down. "From the tiniest pebble to the grandest galaxy, there is an invisible pull that keeps the dance in order. We call it gravity, but some see it as something more." Alara touched the brass rings of her desktop orrery, watching the painted planets spin. "If it's an invisible pull," she whispered, "is it like a spirit? If gravity is everywhere and holds everything together, could gravity be God?" She imagined golden threads, fine as spider silk, stretching from the sun to the earth, woven by a master weaver who wanted to make sure no one ever got lost in the dark. Cassian nodded slowly, his eyes reflecting the lantern's flame. "There are many who agree with you," he explained. "They see the perfect circles of the planets and the way the stars cluster like families and think, this is not an accident. They see gravity as the first mover, a constant, loving embrace that provides order and unity to a chaotic world. To them, the law of the stars is the signature of a creator who wants everything to stay connected." Alara pressed her eye to the telescope. She saw a distant nebula, a swirling cloud of pink and violet dust. It was beautiful, held together by that same silent force. She felt a sense of wonder, thinking that if gravity was a divine mind, then every time she felt her weight on the grass, she was being hugged by the universe itself. It was a comforting thought to be known by the math of the stars. But then Cassian walked to the wash basin and picked up a small gray stone. "But look closer, Alara," he said, his voice dropping to a thoughtful hum. He held the stone out over the floor and let it go. It didn't drift or float. It fell hard and fast, striking the wood with a sharp thwack. "Gravity is a law," he said, "and laws do not have hearts. A law doesn't care if you are a princess or a speck of dust." Alara picked up the stone. It felt cold and heavy in her palm. "It didn't stop," she noted. "It didn't wait for you to say it was okay to fall." She realized that if a bird broke its wing, gravity would still pull it to the ground. Gravity didn't feel sorry for the bird. It didn't offer mercy or listen to a prayer to stay in the air just a little longer. It was just a machine made of space and time. "Exactly," Cassian said, pointing to a diagram of a black hole in one of his books. "Gravity can be a monster too. It can swallow light and crush stars into nothingness. It follows the math, Alara. It doesn't choose based on what is fair or what is just. It is impersonal. It is the curvature of the world, not the soul of it. A god might forgive, but gravity never forgets to pull." Alara went back to her window and looked up at the Milky Way, a river of light flowing across the blackness. She felt small, but not in a bad way. Maybe gravity wasn't the creator, she thought, but perhaps it was the language the creator spoke. Or maybe it was just the stage where the story happened. It was the how, but maybe not the why. She liked the mystery of not knowing for sure. "I think," Alara said, turning back to see her grandfather smiling, "that it's okay if gravity is just gravity. Because even if it's just a rule, it's a rule that keeps us together. And that's a pretty good place to start." Cassian sat beside her, and together they watched the stars held in their seats by the invisible, silent, and wonderful weight of the world.